Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of Dumb Questions with Tom. I am Tom, again joined by real estate professional Colby Lewis. And this week's episode, we're going to kind of talk about this year in real estate. So let's get right into the first question.
Let's do it.
2016, we're at the halfway point. So as a year in the real estate business, how are we looking? How are we shaping up? How do we compare to other years?
Cool. Good question. So 2016 is really strong. And I think you're probably seeing that everywhere, and I'm going to confirm it. So the market is really, really strong right now. It's moving really fast. I'm seeing a lot of houses sell over asking within hours and within days. So it's really competitive out there. It's a really good time. I would say that in some areas of the metro, we still are seeing values as high as 10% up from last year. So really, really strong time in the market. And it's staying strong even in the summer. Inventory levels are still low and houses are still flying.
So, with that being said, what should buyers and sellers be looking out for as we get to the second half of the year?
Okay, really good question. Yeah, I mean, that's where we are, right? We're really in the halfway point. So what I would say is that for a buyer, if you are in the market, it's really important to strategize in a few different areas. How quickly are you getting houses that are coming on the market? If you're just searching on Zillow and Trulia and Realtor, it's not enough. It's not good enough. What your search is doing is not good enough. You need things coming straight to you. So make sure you're strategizing that MLS search. Make sure that you are really paying attention to some important factors when you're making an offer. Closing date matters, closing costs matter, and your type of financing really, really matters. So keep those in mind when you're making an offer and ask your agent the best way that you can kind of position yourself, because the likelihood is you will be in a multiple offer situation. Don't freak out about it. It's just kind of how it is. It's worth it in the end, but you just have to have the right strategy. For sellers.
Yep.
So sellers are experiencing a ton of success. It is absolutely a seller's market, as we've kind of talked about before. But just because it's a seller's market does not mean that you're going to sell. There's a couple really important things to think about. Comparables. You have to be priced within the comps, because if you're not, A, you may not sell, B, you won't appraise. Another thing is, even if you do sell your house within days or hours, it's really important that your house does appraise at or above value. So just because the market's strong doesn't mean that you can price your house 5, 10, 15 grand over market, because it won't work in the long run. Okay, so some really important things to think about. Even though it's strong, strategy still really, really matters when you're on the market. So
be strategic, as you would say.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, that was a lot of great information.
Thanks.
And then,
I actually have a question for you, Tom. I'd like to turn the tables.
Ooh, I like that.
So, okay, I got a question. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Talk about me.
I got a question for Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, it wasn't really for Tom. It was for me. But I'm going to let Tom answer it because it's about Tom. And people have said to me, I would say many people in person, over the phone, they're like, who is this Tom guy?
Who is this dashing young man?
It's close. So, my thought is like, well, who is Tom anyway? I mean, like, we've known each other for like 5 or 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
And he has a podcast. I figured he'd be good at this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, we met because your best friend and my best friend married each other and started a family. And so through their relationship, we developed a friendship.
Yeah.
And so that happened, like she said, about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
And then there was one day where we were just having lunch, and I turned 30, so I'm starting to think about the whole becoming an adult and owning my own house, things of that nature. And I don't know a lot, and I had 1,000 questions for Colby. And kind of at the end of our lunch, she really thought about it, and she's like, you know what, you're probably not the only person that has these questions. And I was like, you're right, probably I'm not. And so I like to do videos and podcasts like she mentioned. We decided, let's try this out and see how it works. And so we've been doing these, and hopefully you like them. We've been getting responses, and I know we had talked about before we started recording, are these responses real? And 100% yes. I know that you've had people ask you, right? And I, even in our last episode, had a relative ask me about the real estate market and what to do in a certain situation. So 100% real, and we try to get to every question. I think we have so far.
Yeah, I think we have. And keep the questions coming, guys.
Yeah. So let's just wrap this up then for this episode. We will be back as soon as possible.
Yep, with Tom, which
With-
you might have a better idea of who he is now.
Hopefully. If not,
And
hey,
you know
guess
me.
what? Ask another question. And you know
Okay.
what? If you want to get to know Colby, ask some questions to Colby.
Oh,
See?
that's a good one. What you want to know?
You're
Okay,
right.
guys.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.